In 2025, Philadelphia still hasn't solved its homelessness problem. Thousands of people live on sidewalks, under bridges, in parks, homeless, unsafe, with no way out. Shelters are overcrowded, rents are out of reach, and support is spotty. In a city that's developed, people have learned to walk past each other, forgetting that they too once had a place to go. To understand the story, focus on the screen. Welcome, Homeless Life Stories.
On a single winter night in 2024, 5,191 people, including nearly 1,000 who spent the night outside, became a reality in Philadelphia. These are not just numbers on paper. They are breaths, exhaustion, and weary eyes looking at the bright city lights that no longer feel like they belong to them. Philadelphia, once proud of its Liberty Bell, now carries a painful paradox. Within just a few steps, you can walk from a shining skyscraper to a sidewalk lined with fragile tents. Among the hurried crowds are tired faces and calloused hands reaching out, not only for spare change, but for recognition, a simple affirmation that says, "I still exist." And perhaps in the very moment we stop to look at them, we hear more clearly the voice of conscience and compassion, the reminder found in every faith: love your neighbor as yourself. This is not a story meant to spread despair. It is an invitation to pause, to reflect what has driven 5,191 people to lose their homes in just one night. And more importantly, what small steps can we take to help change this reality? If you believe these stories need to be heard, please like, comment, and subscribe to Homeless Life Stories. Your support can turn lives that seem forgotten into voices that awaken compassion across an entire community. Number 1. The growing crisis in Philadelphia. Philadelphia, the city known for the Liberty Bell and its founding history, now faces a reality few imagined. According to reports, the homeless population has surpassed 5,700 people. By the 2024 point-in-time count, more than 5,200 individuals remained unhoused, and over 14,000 experienced at least one night in a shelter or temporary housing that year. These are not abstract statistics, they are restless breaths in the cold, short sleeps on noisy sidewalks. The main driver, experts agree, is housing. Average rent for a one-bedroom apartment ranges from $1,500 to $1,650 per month, far beyond the reach of most working-class residents. When incomes cannot cover living costs, even once stable families are pushed into uncertainty. Sarah's story illustrates this. A single mother working in the service industry, she lost her job and thought it was temporary. But within months, her savings ran out. Bills piled up, rent became impossible, and she was forced to bring her 2 children to a shelter. She recalls the moment of closing her apartment door for the last time, holding her children's hands, a painful emptiness, as if the foundation of her life had suddenly collapsed. Sarah's case is not unique. Thousands of families share her fate. Losing a home means losing not only shelter but safety and the belief that tomorrow could be better. Homelessness in Philadelphia is not simply a social issue. It is an alarm for the entire community. Anyone with just one setback could face the same reality. That is why Homeless Life Stories shares these voices. Each face like Sarah's is not only a personal struggle but a reminder. Those of us more fortunate have a responsibility to see, to listen, and to act. Number 2. The streets of Kensington and Center City. If you want to see the stark side of Philadelphia, look no further than Kensington. Once a working-class neighborhood, it has become an open-air struggle, where around 1,000 people live in fragile tents. In 2024, the number of people sleeping outside here rose by 23%. Just a few blocks away lies a very different Philadelphia. In Center City, median household income reaches $76,000. Skyscrapers glow and restaurants are full. Yet under the very steps of City Hall, hundreds of people huddle on cardboard, trying to get through the night. The contrast is startling. In a dark alley of Center City, we met James, a former construction worker. After an accident, he lost his job and spiraled into homelessness. Now he survives by collecting cans, but whenever he has a little extra, he shares it with someone worse off. "I've lost many things," he said, "but I don't want to lose my humanity." Kensington and Center City, two opposite images of one city, reveal a shared truth. Homelessness is not hidden on the edges. It exists in the very heart of Philadelphia. Number 3. The ripple effects on society. Homelessness is often reduced to numbers or tents on sidewalks, but in truth it is a widening crack that impacts everyone. Shelters are constantly overfilled. Every night nearly 2,000 beds are taken, while hundreds remain outside because there is no space left. The cycle continues. The more who are turned away, the more visible street homelessness becomes, straining health services, public safety, and city resources. The impact reaches schools as well. Over 4,000 students in Philadelphia are identified as homeless. Constantly moving schools, missing classes, or arriving hungry and tired, all of these make it harder for children to succeed, putting their future at risk. Maria's story shows this reality. Once stable, she lost her home due to overwhelming medical bills. Now she stays in a shelter, yet every night she knits scarves to share with others. Even in hardship, she finds ways to give, showing that people yearn for connection and dignity. The economic cost is also high. Emergency healthcare, stretched police forces, and strained social services all grow more expensive when so many are unhoused. Homelessness, then, is not just their issue, it is everyone's issue. And if left unaddressed, its consequences will continue to weaken the foundation of Philadelphia itself. Number 4. Root causes of the crisis. Why has Philadelphia, once called the birthplace of the American dream, become an epicenter of homelessness? The roots run deep. First, housing. Only about 2.53% of rental units are affordable for minimum wage workers. From 2020 to 2024, rents rose 18%, while wages barely moved. With average one-bedroom rents at $1,500 to $1,650, even working families are being priced out. Second, the opioid crisis has worsened the situation. Around 1 in 4 people experiencing homelessness struggles with addiction. Without accessible treatment and support, many are pushed further to the margins. Mental health is another factor. About 22% face conditions like depression, PTSD, or severe anxiety. Yet the city can only support around 2,000 people a year, far below the need. And chronic homelessness is on the rise. In 2024, about 1,080 individuals had been unhoused for over a year, or repeatedly so. This group is the most vulnerable and the hardest to stabilize. Taken together, rising rents, stagnant wages, lack of health services, and homelessness are no longer individual choices, but the result of systemic failure. Number 5. The economic divide fueling homelessness. Philadelphia has a $495 billion economy, a figure so large it might suggest no one should be without shelter. But the reality tells a different story. Prosperity has not been shared equally. With a Gini inequality score of 0.49, among the highest in the nation, the wealth gap is unmistakable. 28% of renters spend more than half their income just on rent. A single unexpected bill can push a family into homelessness. Meanwhile, 18% of Philadelphia's workforce earns less than $16 an hour. Rising costs make it nearly impossible for them to build stability. It is not a matter of laziness. It is a matter of wages that do not match the cost of living. At the same time, more than 3,500 new luxury apartments were built in 2024. Glittering towers light up the skyline while just outside, hundreds sleep in bags on cold sidewalks. This contrast makes clear homelessness is not only about lacking shelter, but about an economy moving at two speeds. One side enjoys prosperity while thousands are left behind. The question remains, how can such a wealthy city fail to ensure safe housing for all its residents? Perhaps society has grown too accustomed to inequality. Homeless life stories reminds us behind growth charts are real faces, people left without a place to belong. And as long as prosperity serves only a few, homelessness will continue to spread like a widening crack in the city's foundation.
Hello?
Number 6. Environmental challenges for the homeless. If there's one thing that never stops, it's the weather. For people experiencing homelessness in Philadelphia, nature isn't a backdrop, it's a daily opponent. In summer, temperatures often reach 32 degrees, 89 degrees. Heat island zones where concrete and asphalt trap warmth cover about 30% of the city, turning blocks into hot plates. While housed residents can rely on air conditioning and fans, people living outside have little more than a half-empty water bottle and a sliver of shade. Cases of heat stress and dehydration are recorded each year, with some becoming life-threatening on the hottest days. The city has distributed about 25,000 reusable water bottles, but that's only a start compared with the daily need of thousands. In winter, the ground freezes and temperatures can drop to 5 degrees, 22 degrees. Overhangs and bridge underpasses become fragile shelters where each night is a fight against hypothermia. Seasonal shelters provide roughly 1,900 beds, but demand is far greater. Hundreds still sleep outdoors, wrapped in a few thin blankets or just a worn coat. Sudden storms add another layer of risk. A few hours of heavy rain can destroy tents and wash away clothing, blankets, and food. For many, what's a bad weather day can mean losing everything they have. Public infrastructure is another quiet challenge. Citywide, there are only about 180 public restrooms and 45 public water sources, many closed or far apart. Basic needs such as drinking water, washing, and sanitation can become out of reach. Mobile shower units now serve around 1,200 people per month, but capacity remains limited. A line from the Psalms offers comfort. You are my refuge and my strong tower in trouble. Beyond faith traditions, it's a reminder that each of us can be a refuge for someone through a blanket, a cup of water, or a respectful glance that says, I see you. Homeless Life Stories invites us to remember, in a modern city, some neighbors still face the elements hour by hour. The question remains, how soon can Philadelphia become safe for everyone? Number 7. A call for comprehensive solutions. Across winter streets and drafty doorways, thousands still seek a place to rest. With roughly 2,000 shelter beds available each night, the need for more than 5,000 unhoused neighbors cannot be fully met. A warm bowl of soup and a blanket can help for one night, but people also need pathways to long-term stability. Philadelphia needs more than stopgaps. We need bold, root-level action, accelerate creation of 10,000 affordable homes, expand rent assistance to keep families housed, add treatment capacity in areas like Kensington, and open more community mental health clinics so support is accessible when people ask for help. Behind every data point is a person with a name, a past, and a future worth rebuilding. Amid the hardship, there is light. Faith communities, volunteer kitchens, and neighborhood groups prepare meals, open shelter doors, and welcome those with nowhere else to turn. They remind us that care still lives here and grows when each of us takes a small step. If you're watching this, consider liking, commenting, and subscribing to Homeless Life Stories. Your engagement helps keep these stories visible and helps uphold the dignity of people too often ignored. Small acts of attention can spark real change. As a reminder of compassion, blessed are the merciful, for they will receive mercy. Number 8. Technology and a new kind of hope. It's striking that in a world linked by smartphones, thousands in Philadelphia still lack a home. Yet technology used well can open doors. Surveys show that as many as 80% of city residents, including many experiencing homelessness, have at least an older smartphone. That creates real potential tools that guide people to shelter, meals, healthcare, and work opportunities. Imagine an app with real-time shelter availability so people don't have to walk for miles only to be turned away. An interactive map of water stations, public restrooms, and volunteer meal sites. Simple flyers with QR codes that open a service directory, from free clinics to job training. In 2024, about 15,000 QR flyers were piloted, and early feedback was encouraging. Tech can be more than emergency help, it can be a springboard. Community centers are launching online training, basic software troubleshooting, data entry, and foundational IT skills, leading to entry-level roles that pay around $20 an hour. That kind of income can begin to restore stability. The challenge is funding. Philadelphia currently invests roughly $8 million a year in tech initiatives supporting unhoused residents, far below the need. To make technology a true solution, the city, businesses, and nonprofits will need to invest together. Tech is a tool. People provide the heart. When we see rows of tents along Kensington Avenue, it's easy to feel powerless. But shared effort can turn technology into a guiding light. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. Our task is to keep that light burning through practical ideas, concrete action, and the belief that everyone deserves a second chance. Number 9. What can we do? It's common to think homelessness is too big to change, but individual actions matter. With about $10, you can help provide a warm sleeping bag or cover a family dinner at a community kitchen. That small gesture can be the steady hand someone needs to keep going. Volunteering turns empathy into impact. Places like Broad Street Ministry prepare more than 1,500 meals a week, providing food and the feeling of being respected. A few hours serving meals or organizing supplies can plant seeds of hope. Sharing stories also matters. When you talk about what you've seen or pass along a video, you help break the silence that keeps people invisible. It reminds the city that behind every number is a face and a name. Policy advocacy makes a difference too. Email a council member, sign a petition for affordable housing, and support budget increases for services. Civic voices help move long-term solutions forward. And sometimes presence is the gift, a kind word, a smile, or a simple peace be with you. As another reminder puts it, carry each other's burdens. Dignity grows when people are seen and treated with care. Change may not start with a grand program. It often begins with a generous heart. When we each light a small candle, the city grows brighter. Conclusion, a call to action. Philadelphia shows two faces. One shines with high rises and a powerful economy. The other is a cold sidewalk where more than 5,200 people try to sleep under awnings, in temporary shelters, or on quiet corners. Silence widens this divide. Yet even in the dark, we see light. Sarah, a single mother who keeps hope alive for her children. James, a former builder who still shares what little he has. Maria, a grandmother, is knitting scarves for others while rebuilding her life. They remind us that dignity endures and compassion can grow anywhere. So what will we do, those of us with homes, jobs, and stability? Real change doesn't come from institutions alone. It begins with small actions, a shared meal, a thoughtful conversation, a message to support affordable housing, a donation to a local shelter. Whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. Opening our hearts to neighbors without homes strengthens our shared humanity. Homeless life stories isn't just about numbers or images. It's a reminder that every person deserves to be seen, respected, and have a home. We invite you to join us, like to amplify, comment to add your voice, and subscribe to stay engaged. Most of all, let this story move you toward any action, however small, that can change someone's tomorrow. Philadelphia is more than one city story. It's a mirror for the nation. If we each add one brick, one day there can be a lasting roof for all.
Here, I go for the color. Thank you.